This conference will now be recorded.
Could you please start the recording? Good evening. I am Steve Knight, Chair of the Rhome Planning and Zoning Commission. It is 6 p.m. on Monday, November 6th, 2023. I will call this regularly scheduled meeting of the Rhome Planning and Zoning Commission to order. I will now call roll to establish our quorum. Myself, Steve Knight, is here. Kathy Carnegie, Christy Cox, Roland Coolin. We do have a four-person commission and a quorum. Public presentations and input. The commission is not permitted to take action on or discuss any presentations made to the commission at this time concerning an item not listed on the agenda. The commission will hear comments on specific agenda items during this designated time. If you are attending the meeting via live streaming and you would like to make a public presentation, you must have emailed your request into Shana Odom at citysecretaryofcityrome.com prior to 4 p.m. on the day of the meeting to be recognized. Did we have any sent in? I presume not. Okay. This evening we have two public hearings. We will begin with public hearing number 1, Rhome Planning and Zoning Commission to conduct a public hearing to consider a replat, one tract being legally described as tract acres 4.41 abstract A0743 block 262728 PT 29 A-743 Smith CSL 6928 acres block 262728 PT 29 and A743 Smith CSL 1.072 acres block 262728 PT 29, and it is
No, Smith.
6:02. I'll open our public hearing on that. Do we have?
It's supposed to say also known as, and give a street address, and they don't.
I am Peter Carvano with Baird, Hampton, and Brown. I'm the engineer on the project. We're representing Castle Development Group. They are the developers for this lot. The purpose of this preliminary plat is to carve off the 1 acre portion in support of the urgent care facility. All of the utilities will be served through the Rhome P development. That's generally just, it's going to be a 1 acre lot to support a 7,500 square foot urgent care.
We have looked at replats on this property before, and we've discussed that this is actually in our ETJ. So a lot of what I'll review tonight is ministerial based on the parameters that the legislature has placed on P&Z for ETJ properties. However, I'm sure Mr. Caravano can answer any questions that you all may have.
And do we have any questions? Roland? Christy? Debbie? I have no questions. Anybody in the audience?
Christy, but he's still on there.
Okay, then looks pretty simple.
Yeah.
We'll close that public hearing at
Does he live here?
6:03 and move on to our second public hearing, number 2. Rhome Planning and Zoning Commission is to conduct a public hearing to consider a replat, one tract being legally described as tract acres 2.23 lot 4R-1 and acres 2.27 lot 4R-2 block 2 of Metroplex Business Park Phase 2. Do we have anyone here from there?
No, sir, we do not.
Okay.
This is the same type of a property. It's in our ETJ, and this is simply a replat of their existing site.
I believe this is down 287 at one of the entrances down here. Okay, we'll open the public hearing at 6:04. And with no one here and no questions anybody wants to ask of staff, we will close it at 6:04 also. Move on to our regular agenda, new business. Item 3, discussion and any necessary action regarding a replat, one tract. Number 3, we've read it once. That'll be plenty. We'll open it up for our discussion. Any background on this?
So I think that's pretty much been provided by Mr. Carvano.
Okay. And like she said, this is in our ETJ, so it is kind of a due diligence thing we do for the County of Weiss, since we do have an ETJ and this lies within it. So I will move to make a recommendation to City Council that they approve this
Yeah.
replat. Do I have a second? A second from Kathy?
You called it. It's gonna
Okay, I'll do a roll call on this. Roland?
That's not
Aye.
the same place. They were out in
Christie?
the Fairview area.
Myself, aye. Kathy?
Aye.
Passes 4-0. Okay, with that, we'll move on to our regular agenda, new business, item 4. Discussion and any necessary action regarding replat of one tract being legally described as acres 2.23 lot 4R-1 and acres 2.27 lot 4R-2, block 2, Metroplex Business Park Phase 2. And this is just a combination of two plats that are butted up to each other. He wants to make into one plat. There again, it is in our ETJ, and we do this for the County of Hawaii since it's in our ETJ.
Yes, sir.
Any other background on this?
No, sir.
Okay. Any discussion on it? Any questions at all? All right, then I will make a motion that we send on item 4 to the city council for approval as a replat. We'll call another roll call. Roland?
Aye.
Christie?
Aye.
Myself, aye.
Aye.
Kathy, aye. Both pass. We'll move on to,
I second that
Oh,
that motion.
excuse me.
Thank you.
little out of order here, aren't
It's all right.
I? We'll move on to our regular agenda discussion of item A, discussion and any necessary action regarding our minutes dated October 2, 2023. Has anybody read that and have any questions on those? Okay, then I'll make a motion that we accept those minutes and send them on to city council. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Second from Kathy. Once again, Roland. Christie,
Aye.
did you mean to move 2 minutes? I'm not trying to rush here.
No, I was reading that.
Okay.
from last-
Okay. Myself, aye. And Kathy?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. We'll move on to our future agenda items. Anything anybody wants to bring up for a meeting down the road? Won't be too many, maybe before the end of the year. Anything to talk about or?
I know we've talked about in past of different items that were on the past agendas, but I know we've had a lot of different, different staff and stuff come in and go. So I didn't know if we were going to revisit any of those.
Like,
The naming of the new city,
oh, okay.
the lights and just different stuff.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think we'll
So-
probably try to kickstart those perhaps in the beginning next year.
Okay.
Because December, it's only one meeting. I think the city council has 2 meetings, 3.
They have one on Thursday and they have one on the
Thursday and one-
14th of December.
That'll be it. Okay. Well, with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll move.
Second.
I second that.
Roland,
Yes, aye.
Christie,
Aye.
Steve, yes. Kathy?
Aye.
We are adjourned. It is 6:08. You can stop the recording.